All right, so first time trying this, I'm gonna play a game, but give voice commentary on it. All right. So, and maybe I should turn off the music so I can. There we go. All right, clarity of mind. Anyways, at the start, we want to remove Rudolph Hilferding immediately. He serves no useful purpose. Instead, we get Marie Ukotz here, who you see is in the Reformist Advisor section. And Marie Ukotz organizes women. And we draw cards, and we have to play a very specific way at the start, because not all of these are useful. Fortunately, we can get rid of cards that we don't want, most of them anyways, without passing another month on easy difficulty. So we just say, no, we don't fund party organizations. It's still January. Very useful. So for our first, the thing that choosing our enemies does is, in addition to potentially making out actual allies and enemies out of things, it changes worker support, because we're a party where our main outreach is with the workers. So the option here that gets you the most support effectively is attacking the KPD, because they have meaningful worker support. And attacking them burns your bridges with the communists, but it gains relations with the center and liberals. You can see there. And we're now at 31%. And in order to get a Weimar coalition, SPD, Zentrum, and the Democrats need to be at combined 50%. Of course, BVP has 3%, a hard-coded 3% of the vote. So Z is at 13% here, DDP is at 5%, and SPD is now at 31%. And those together add up to 49%, so we need to get 1% more. And we can probably just do that right now with campaigning. We campaign with the workers to begin with. Yes, okay, we have enough support now, so we can now look at what else we want to set up for here. For one, we want to make sure that we can get the WTB plan as soon as humanly possible. So there's only a few things that gain support for it prior to the Depression. One of them is choosing the labor ideology. And that boosts the variable for it. That it's one of many invisible variables. Of course, we also always want to collect dues. Let's see the elections. All right. So we have enough votes for a Weimar coalition now. We're going to go with Hermann Muller for chancellor. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to go with labor, interior, finance, and we'll go with foreign ministry. Labor, because we're a party of labor, and it gets some popularity to take the actions with the labor ministry at the cost of some coalition dissent. The interior ministry is important for investigating the far right. The finance is important for when we do enact economic plans, as well as for taxes and spending. And the foreign ministry, because we want to get our reparations paused, which gives us some extra budget wiggle room. And we're done there. So now it's June. So now you don't have to do this, but I like to have every negotiation that I do actually lower dissent. So I'll do something I want to do anyways, and we'll support labor in their demands here. So you see coalition dissent is low now. We can swap out Marie Ukotz, because we're not going to need her anymore. Swap her out with Otto Braun, and Braun can negotiate with the coalition, Coalition dissent's very low again. And now we have to decide on what else we're going to do here. Okay, international relations. Yes, we want to do that as soon as we can. We learn from the Scandinavian Social Democrats because this also boosts support for the WTB plan. All right, Brienne. This one, this event is just pure fluff. You can answer however you want on it. And on the cruiser, we will vote against because we lose some popularity if we don't, and some internal dissent. The coalition dissent we can deal with by immediately using the Interior Ministry to ban the communist militia. And you see the parties of the center love us for it. Beyond that, we also want to improve relations with the Western Allies once, and then thereafter we'll just be negotiating. We have some extra. We have a lot of extra budget we can use here, and we want to use. Generally, we want to use that budget up before the depression hits because you lose more budget if you're at a budget surplus than if you're already at zero. Just a little strategic thing. So we'll increase welfare spending because that boosts our popularity and reduces dissent. And the first time you do it, it doesn't increase coalition dissent. As for what else we'll do, just for the heck of it, I can improve relations with the center. It's not necessary, but we can get Joseph Jos as the center party leader. If we play the game right, he shouldn't be necessary, but nice to have as a backup. We'll collect funds as always. I don't have any coalition dissent to negotiate out, but we do want to get that anyways. No, we don't need it. We'll go with something else. Find a different advisor action to take for January's advisor action. Let's see, what could be good to do here? Oh yeah, we could do another international card. So we could just remove Fells. Actually, we should have removed Muller instead, but it's okay. We'll take Brightshide. And Brightshide can just international relations, Scandinavia. There we go. And as for what else we can do right now, let's investigate the far right. We just want to do that as soon as possible, but we want to make sure we do it before November. You can see here we've discovered Hjalmar Schacht is working with the Nazis. Then women in the workforce. That's a free, easy, extra popularity. Education and science. That's a good idea to do. We'll go with not increased coalition dissent. So in a Weimar coalition, you should go democratic and then scientific. If you are for some reason stuck in a grand coalition, you should go scientific then democratic. It's just, yeah. And with the communist demonstration, we are not going to be in good terms with the communists this game anyways, so we might as well ban the demonstrations, and we will furthermore blame the communists for them going poorly. All right. Foreign policy, we will continue to negotiate. Let's see. We don't need the media stuff. Usually doesn't hurt to put a little bit into the Reichsbanner to begin with. The Young Plan. Yes, we campaign in favor of the Young Plan, of course. And we campaign on internationalism. We lose support no matter what with the Young Plan, although we lose a little bit less when we go for pacifism. Although if we've campaigned on pacifism enough by the point that it comes around, you don't lose any support. Okay. Just for good measure, one more Scandinavia. Feldboon. Oh yeah, we don't have the Justice Ministry, but that's okay. We don't have any coalition dissent, so we can just pressure our coalition partners to drop the case. And let's see. We have the advisor action available, but I'm saving it for when the depression hits, because it'll be useful to us. And what else can we do right now before it all goes away? We can fund economic democracy, worker consumer cooperatives. It gives you a little more economic growth without losing any, without getting coalition dissent. All right, Gustav Stresemann died, so we have to. What else can we do here? Since the depression's about to hit, we'll just cut taxes. All right, economic crash. We must do something to stop the suffering, and we're gonna try our best to cycle through cards as much as humanly possible here. Let's see if we can get rid of media without passing a month. These ones we can't get rid of without passing a month. There we go. Labor. Support the labor review. We've adopted WTB. Great, because we already had multiple international relations and questions of ideology cards. Hjalmar Schacht against Hilferding. We expose his reactionary dealings, so now we will hold on to the finance ministry. And we can trade out. Who should we trade out? Remove. Center is looking at risk of defection, which wouldn't be the end of the world, but we just don't want that to happen. So it's better if we prevent it. So we'll go with adding Wojtinski instead. And what we're going to do here is economic policy, implement WTB, and then use Wojtinski to look back on our results and continue implementation. There we go. All right, so we've entered a new year, but we've already implemented the economic plan, so we're mostly set. We just need to get everything. Just need to pretty much coast through the rest of the games. We're gonna get them to pause our reparations. Okay, Paul Levi died. Unfortunate. Women's rights, let's see. As long as unemployment is below 15%, women in the workforce is a free boost to your popularity. And let's see, we're not even getting the unemployment insurance crisis matter. So we'll just investigate the far right again. Illegal arms smuggling. Okay. We'll collect more dues. As long as unemployment stays down, we shouldn't have any big issues with the unemployment insurance. Yeah, we don't want to mess with any of that right now. Although, going for safety regulations can't hurt. All right, DDP reformation. We'll recruit them. It's just a little bit more support. We need to keep our dissent down, so it's mostly left-wing dissent. So let's see, who should we go with here? We'll swap out. How high is the center's dissent right now? Well, just to be safe. Actually, no. We'll swap out. It should be okay. It should be okay to swap them out. Yes, we're all right. Leftists, we'll put sender in there to reduce their dissent. So we'll have sender to left-center unity, which reduces dissent all around, but especially in the left. choosing our enemies. Who is our? We could do that right now. Our enemies. Nazis aren't getting that big, but and they don't have any worker support, but we gain extra Nazi urgency if we address them early on. So that will help us down the line. And the Reichsbanner, do we want to fund that? I mean, we probably won't need it, but we'll just to be safe, we'll do that anyways. Rallies, we'll rally for WTB. It's a big boost to popularity, especially after you've implemented it. With foreign policy, we can work towards forming the EU. Internal security, investigate the far right, and we found that they are plotting a coup. So we can actually no. First, what I'll do is we can probably afford to shuffle a cabinet here because we want to get try to get judicial reform to deport Hitler. It's not strictly necessary to do, but it is nice to have. So we'll shuffle. Yeah, we'll shuffle, and we'll swap out. So we'll swap out the foreign ministry for now, for justice. All right. All quiet on the Western Front. Yeah, we haven't bolstered the Prussian police at all, so we don't really get a great outcome. Never banned the film though. That doesn't do so well. You lose support regardless, but you lose less as long as you still had a stand on it. And then what? We should. Let's see, how's our descent doing? We could stand a lower descent again. Actually, can we get near revisionism yet? No, we can't. All right. Reduce descent. And now we can continue our implementation. There we go. All right. Judiciary reform. I don't think we've raised taxes at all this game, so we should be able to get away with it. Yeah. Panzer cruiser. We're gonna say no. Oppose the cruiser. And then what we should be able. Yeah, we can get away with a judicial reform. All right. Mueller died. Sadly. We should go with. Let's go with Braun as Chancellor. Should be fine. We do not want this to happen. And that's what we get for shuffling out the foreign ministry, but that's okay. Let's just stop it from happening. The coalition descent is low enough. Let's see here. Anything else major to do here? We don't really need any inter-party stuff, so let's just fundraise. And internal security, let's see here. This is a good spot to save beforehand because sometimes this can go wrong. But all right, there we go. It worked. Deportation success. All right. Do we have any more women? Yes, we have women in the workforce again. And let's see, we've got coalition descent at something, so we can get Braun and have him negotiate with the coalition. And we should be good to go the rest of the way. All right, let's rally for WTB. With a little luck, we might be able to get a majority by the time of the election. It's a bit of a stretch, but should be doable. We don't need organizations. Don't need to fund the Reichsbanner anymore. We've already done our ideology stuff. Okay, no more cards available. Let's hit the workers again. Let's see. Labor rights, fiscal policy, anything else we can do? We'll just do minor reforms. And let's campaign with. Let's see if we maybe we can get a People's Party before it's over. And let's go with the old middle class. Nah, it's not going to help us much. But the Harrisburg Front, we form the Iron Front. This is just fluff. You can choose whatever you want. Internal security. We want to investigate corruption with it being as high as it is, or I mean, with inflation being as high as it is. It doesn't do much, but it reduces corruption. Excuse me, it reduces inflation a little bit. Don't really need inter-party. Want to see if we can get People's Party points. Okay, actions available. We're actually going to hold off on an action there, but we will remove. Probably don't need sender anymore, so we'll get reform. Yeah, we still don't have new revisionists, probably because the Nazis have not done well enough to warrant them. All right, let's see what full. Okay, we don't have enough support for it yet. Let's campaign. Let's campaign in rural areas. So any of new middle class, old middle class, or rural campaigning will increase progress towards a People's Party. Let's see here. I'll also save it at this one because it can be a little wonky. Okay, let's see if we become People's Party. Let's see whether the center defects or not. Campaign with women. Yeah, they do. Okay, that's okay. They're not that useful. All right, let's campaign with Catholics, and if we do this right, get support for WTB. All right, we're at 50%. Just got to hold on to that the next few months. Okay, yeah, we don't want to do any more WTB. That'll send inflation skyward. All right, we don't want to do the other women's options because those, well, we can do them later, but don't want to do them while we're still in this, still trying to get the most support possible. All right, WTB, there we go. All right, we're gonna run Braun and get the center on board. We don't really, this is all vanity. We don't need them really, but yeah, big win. Let's just investigate corruption again. Reichstag elections. All right, there we are. 53% support. We have a majority on our own now. Just for the heck of it, we'll make Braun chancellor. So we have that funny moment. So now we can do anything we want. And this is a case where I always like to be careful because I like to cut the military spending, but there's a risk that it triggers a coup. Okay, we're good. I don't really need any of this right now. We don't really need Fulf anymore, so we'll just go for sender again and have her reduce dissent. Because here, what I want to do is I will cut tariffs, and this helps us build relations, and it reduces inflation, increases growth. It's pretty good all around. All right, we'll take steps towards the European Union. Women's rights. Do we want to do any more of that? Not really. Okay, judiciary reform. Let's actually check all the rest of this out. Let's Train union members for the Iron Front, just in case. Is there anything else we want to do right here? Yeah, I want to, let's investigate the far right. Okay, we're doing okay. Military, we could cut the military funding again, but it gets riskier. Alright, media run debates. Okay, let's have sender cut the sent down again. Actually, if I should be able to. Well, let's save again just to verify. Let's see if we can cut the military spending again. Okay, we're okay. So, yeah, all right. Rally for WTB. Suspension of the Austrian Parliament. Restore the National Council, please. Reichsbanner. Oh yeah, we could do the allowing women to join. To do that, we can make that even better by passing the gay rights stuff. This will definitely piss off the Catholics, but that's okay. We'll legalize cross-dressing, I guess. And can. So we'll just leave that be for now. Just want to get more of that. Okay, take steps to form the EU. We should be able to get it by the end of the game. Barely. Yeah. All right. Rally. Let's keep rallying on WTB. All right. London Economic Conference. We don't want to do the inflation one because inflation's already pretty high here. But we can do the war debts, and that we should be close to getting return to normalcy here. Just raise funds again. All right, if we can remove, because we've had that conference. We don't need Wojtinski anymore. But I'll add Hirschfeld because let's just see how high we can get economic growth. Science funding, applied research. I'll just confront anti-Semitism here. All right, here we go. Return to normalcy. Occasion to celebrate. Yes, so now I can do education and science. And if we continue to fund applied research, this sends economic growth going crazy. Probably shouldn't be that way, but whatever. All right. Military, agricultural. These can also all be great options on games of their own, but I'm not going for them. Just verify that. Okay, so if we're not too close to a coup then, so we should be able to cut the military spending. Foreign policy, there we go. Can form the EU. All right. Let's see, let's just boost our science funding more. All right. Economic expansion. Economy is growing steadily. Awesome. Social welfare, women's rights. Do we need any of this? No, we don't really. Just cut down dissent again. Oh, yeah, we didn't do that. Oops. That's okay. Alright, let's do another gay rights one. We'll allow that. Somehow the center is still super friendly to us. Will they still be friendly if we reform marriage laws? I guess so. Alright, well let's allow women at the Reichsbanner because it's fun. There we go. More science. Alright. 13% economic growth now. Okay. I think the land reforms can send economic growth even higher. That it risks civil war. But we're in June now, so which doesn't really matter. Oh, we finally got neo revisionism at the very end of the game. Oh yeah, so we can also do constitutional reforms now, if we want to do that instead. How's our support doing? Sure, we'll do a constitutional reform. Reduce presidential powers. There we go. Okay, death of Hindenburg. It's over. All right. That's the optimal way to play, more or less.